So today we are going to be doing area and perimeter. Now we looked at a little bit of an overview of the units and the concepts of area and perimeter last lesson. Today we're going to apply those to squares and rectangles. So first let's go over these two quadrilaterals and some of their physical characteristics. In a square we know that we have 4 equal sides. Alright, so that line there, the fact that we've got one line on each side means that they are all of equal length. And in a rectangle we have 2 pairs of sides that are equal in length, but these 2 sides are a different length to those 2 sides. The other thing that these 2 shapes have in common is parallel sides. So we have 2 pairs of parallel lines in each one. Notice here I've got 2 arrows on this side and 1 arrow on this side because these 2 are parallel with each other, these 2 are parallel with each other, but that one and that one are not parallel. So we need some way of differentiating between. Same in this one, we've got 2 sets of parallel lines put on there. The other thing that these have in common is a right angle where each of these edges cross over. So at every corner we've got a right angle as well. Now if you look at the intersect of these shapes, so lines that go through the diagonals, in a square these are the same length. Alright, all coming out from the centre point, and we have a right angle here as well. Alright, so every corner there will be a right angle. In our rectangle, our diagonals cross in the middle as well, and again we have that these are the same length. Now I've drawn 3 lines on each one here because we've already used 1 and 2. So we want to signify that all these are the same, but we need to add another line there as well. We also, we don't have a right angle in the middle of our rectangle. This angle is much bigger than a right angle, so it is obtuse. So here we have now our square and our rectangle. So let's have a look at the perimeter and the area. We know that the perimeter is just adding up the lengths of the sides. Now for a square, all those sides are the same length. So we can shorten that equation to P, the perimeter, is equal to 4 times the length. So the length is the same at each one, so we can just take one of those lengths and times it by 4 to get our perimeter. For the area of something, we generally have to take 2 dimensions. So we want the length and the width. Now in a square, those are exactly the same. So we just do the length squared, or the length times itself. In a rectangle, we can take a shortcut, but it's not quite as convenient a shortcut as the square. In this case, we've got 2 sets of sides that are the same. So our perimeter is equal to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So we've got 2 times the length and 2 times the width, and added those together. The area is the length times the width for those. So let's do an example then. If we had a square of 2 centimetres by 2 centimetres, the perimeter of that, so P, would equal 4 times 2, so 8 centimetres. Remember to write your units on the end there. The area we've got here is equal to L squared, so that would equal 2 squared, which equals 4 centimetres squared. So we've got your 2 equations there for perimeter and area, and an example there for you to follow and note down. In a rectangle then, if we had 3 metres and 6 metres, the perimeter would be 2 times 3 plus 2 times 6 in our brackets there. So that would be 6 add 12, 18 centimetres. Remember the units. We're not on area yet, so we just leave them up. Sorry, my mistake. We're on metres. We've got metres in here, so remember those units. Area, we've got length times width. 3 times 6, 18 metres squared. So in this case, our perimeter is 18 metres and our area is 18 metres squared.